Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarian Mind podcast. Today's podcast, episode number 20. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Motivation Wednesday, and we're up to the letter E. Today, we're going to talk about excellence. So, I want to talk about striving for excellence. So, when you were a kid, did you ever have a teacher who always said, strive for excellence? I'm quite sure there was at least one teacher who had an impact on your life, and you just didn't see it at that moment when you were a child or when you were a teenager or even when you were in college. But when you reflect back on it now, you realize that they said this for a reason. Now, what happens as we get older and we become adults, we become people who are basically trying to survive. We're in a dog-eat-dog world. And sometimes we stop striving for excellence in whatever we're doing. We become these robotic people who are, just trying to make it. We all become people who live check to check, and, we don't, focus on what our goals really are. We lose our sense of drive to do anything, and, we become, mentally tired of the daily grind of life and being an adult and, doing things that we don't want to do, And we forget about those people, when we were younger who always told us to strive for excellence. So what I want you to do as you listen to this is to take the time to think about your childhood and those who instilled values of hard work and dedication to what you love and are passionate about. Because life is surely not what most of us are dealing with right now. Paying rent, paying school loans, car payments, car insurance, food. If we have children, we have to, take care of them. But children is, something that, we all make a decision on in life, and whatever else is left for us, right? So, honestly, life is more than those things. And we must understand that. We must start living for us and not necessarily for others. So, if you have kids, think about your kids and what their lives will be in the future. Do you want them to see you living a life of mediocrity and living a monotonous life? Or do you want them to continue to strive for excellence? Because remember, kids emulate what adults do. And if they see you not striving for excellence, then why would they do it themselves? So if you are working towards something and, they see that, then it's, more push for them to, do well in certain school subjects and, want to do well for themselves, right? Because life is a journey. And we should enjoy it. We shouldn't be mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually drained due to the way society is structured. Because honestly, the world is really not structured for us to always win. We have to always go out there and take what's ours. We have to, make sure that, we're going after what we want to go after. So what exactly consists of striving for excellence? It's living life better than however your childhood was or however you grew up. Now, if you grew up well and you grew up great, that's wonderful, and I'm thankful that you did. And striving for excellence is more of just doing things that make you happy and having a career you love and living in a home you're comfortable in and driving a car that you like and impacting people and continuing to grow within yourself, satisfying your spirit, your soul, your heart, your mind, your body as a whole. That's what striving for excellence means. That's what excellence is supposed to be. Now, how many of us are honestly living, our lives in that mindset every day? I don't know. Are we expected to strive for excellence 7 days a week, every month, consistently 365 days? No. That's not reality. We're all going to have good days and bad days. That's a given. But what I want you guys to understand is that life becomes easier when you start to learn about yourself, who you are, what you're becoming, and what you want to be. So we don't have to necessarily have it all figured out right away. I'm not saying, wake up tomorrow and have your life figured out. What I'm saying is figure out what drives you, figure out what you're passionate about. So if you have a job and not a career, you got to think, well, what do I want out of my life? Do I want a career? Do I want to be an entrepreneur, a business owner, a writer, a podcaster? I want to go back to school, become a nurse. I want to go back to school to study law or whatever it is. Because we all have to fulfill our purpose in life. We all have to figure out what our purpose is. And once we figure that out, that allows us to, figure out what we want to do in regards to who we are. Because we all have talents and gifts that we're blessed with, and I don't care what anyone says. There are people who constantly tell me that they don't have any special talents or gifts, and I know it's a lie. We have to break out of our comfort zones and figure out what we like and what we don't. So yeah, that does, require us to try 2 or 3 things to figure out what we love, sometimes even 5 things. We may love all 5, and then it's like, boom, we're going to do all 5. We're going with it. And maybe we work on one of those 5 things one day a week. Or maybe we work on one specific thing for like 2 weeks in a row, and then the next 2 weeks we, work on something else. So whatever it is. But I want you guys to constantly and consistently strive for excellence every day in whatever you do. I want you to be the best person and human being as possible. That's first and foremost. And then after that, you go from there and you figure out what's next. And, whenever you get to that top of the mountain, now it's, well, what's next? It's a way of thinking. It's a process. Speaking positivity into your life. Don't expect yourself to be great every day, but just know that, everything takes time. Everything requires patience. Everything requires energy, effort, dedication to what you're good at. Life is supposed to be fun and exciting and a breath of fresh air. So if you're tired of corporate America, work toward getting out of corporate America. If you want to work for a specific company, well, work towards working for that specific company. It could be Apple, Nike, Adidas, whatever it is. If you want to be, the head honcho of your own business, figure out what the world needs, and then go from there. For me, I try to stand out from the crowd a little bit. I talk about, my life as an author. I talk about personal things that I've dealt with. So, allows you to get to know me a little bit more. I write books, that, some people have written, but not written in the way that I've written it, I've created a clothing line where I tell stories of, positive messages that we don't see enough of. So, and that's my goal, to constantly and consistently be great, be different, stand out from the crowd, and know that I carved my own path and I did things my way. And that's what I want for you guys, to carve your own path, do things your way, do things as you see fit. Enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, the ups, the downs, the successes, the failures. So as I leave off this podcast for today, I'll leave you guys with a quote. Don't waste your time striving for perfection. Instead, strive for excellence, doing your best. And with that said, that's my podcast for today. Stay tuned, Friday, Book Insight. And it's going to be a good one. With that said, have a good week, be good everyone, and go accomplish your goals.